guys, what's up? It's Allison Delaney. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I decided to do a talking video because I actually just got back from The Voice. It was a really long day, but it was a super fun day. I met a lot of cool people, and overall it was just a really awesome experience. Even if I didn't get a red card this year, I still didn't regret my decision of going. There was a few things I didn't know prior to getting to my audition that I kind of wish I had known, but you know, there's so many things, and kind of feels like each audition is kind of different. So there's a lot of things that, had I known prior to my audition, I maybe would have done a little bit differently. And I did a lot of research. I watched a ton of videos, looked online. I thought I knew everything, but I kind of didn't. So here's my experience. Things I wouldn't recommend, things I would recommend, just kind of stuff like that, my whole overall experience. So prior to my audition, what I actually did was I went and saw Dolly Parton in concert. If you don't know who Dolly Parton is for some crazy reason, she is a legendary country singer. She is awesome, and she is known for a lot of stuff in the top. I guess we could say that. Anyway, I decided to see Dolly Parton in concert because I've loved her for a really long time. I've listened to her music for like ever since I was 13. And being that I am now a country singer, I thought what better way to learn the ropes of country than to see a real legendary country singer perform and do what she does best. So I went and saw her the day before my audition to kind of give myself a little bit of inspiration. And at that point, I was going to sing Jolene for my audition, but after seeing Dolly do it, I did not feel comfortable doing it because it's a song that everyone knows and loves, and I didn't want to not do it perfectly. I like everything to kind of be perfect, and it didn't feel like the right fit. So I went and saw Dolly. She was awesome. She sang for like 2 hours. Best experience ever. So then, my dad and I stayed the night because we didn't get out of the concert until about 9 or 10. I was really nervous because I had screamed a ton. I got really excited to see Dolly. You know, when you go to a concert, you can't just sit there and, you know, clap it out. No, you dance, you sing, it's awesome. So my throat was feeling a little hoarse, so I didn't do anything. I didn't practice my song. I didn't talk really. I just kind of chilled. In the morning, we woke up really early and we drove, I think around 6 hours or so to go to the audition in Atlanta, Georgia. 2 groups, they had 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. With us being so far away, it was like virtually impossible to get to the 11 a.m. audition. And in my mind, singing at 11 a.m. wasn't like extremely early, so my voice, I could warm it up and, you know, it would be fine. Had I known that the day was going to be so long, I definitely would have went with the 11 a.m. audition time. And I'll talk more about that later. We woke up really early, we trucked it on down to Atlanta, Georgia, and then we got to the hotel, which was literally across the street from the audition site. We did that on purpose, so if I forgot anything, which I did. If I forgot anything, I could stay in line and my dad could go to the hotel room and pick up whatever it was I forgot. My audition time is at 2 p.m. so I got in line at about 1 p.m. Just an hour early. It felt like it was right. Which people have been lining up way before then. And I don't know if you're really allowed to do that. I don't think it really matters. But I would definitely go early. 1 hour. It felt pretty good. Wasn't really at the front, wasn't really in the back. I was kind of in the middle. So we're waiting in line, and the line's going pretty fast, and it was looped around the street, I think twice. So it was really long, but the waiting time outside wasn't really extremely long. You know, we were going down the line pretty quickly, so I thought, okay, this is not so bad. So I'm waiting, and then my dad asked me if I had my ID, which I totally forgot that you have to have your ID on you. just to make sure that you are actually who you are and you're not someone else and this and that. And that's another thing, have your paperwork ready. I had my paperwork printed out and signed and everything, blah blah, a day or so beforehand. So in case I was missing some paperwork or whatever, I would have time to realize that I was missing some paperwork and I could go print it out. A lot of people were actually missing paperwork. People were signing it in the streets because you've got a release form, and if you're under 18 there's a parental consent form, you know, whatever. But I'm 21, so I gotta skip that. So definitely make sure your paperwork's ready. Have your ID, they will check you. If you don't have it, they're gonna send you to the back of the line, and you're gonna have a bad time. So I'm waiting in line, I'm having a good time, I'm talking to everyone, and then they'll have a security guy check and see if you're good, you have your paperwork and everything, before you even get into the building. So I get into the building and it was a huge, just huge room. There was probably about 1,000, 2,000 people in it. And they had it sectioned off into 3 different sections. I was in the first section of people. That was where I waited quite a long time because we had to wait for the line outside to get into the building and then to fill the room completely before they started taking everyone upstairs. But the best part of the experience was really the waiting, and whenever we were in our sections, people brought their guitars and they would just start singing a song, and I kid you not, the entire room would sing the same song. It was amazing. It gives me goosebumps even just thinking about it, because I've never been in a place where everyone was doing the same thing and nothing mattered, if that makes sense, other than music. There wasn't a competition. There wasn't, I'm better than you, I don't like you. It was simply a ton of artists being together, singing the same song, and the feeling was electric. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps right now. It's the best thing ever. And mind you, this building is about 3 or 4 stories high. So just let that sink in. That's how many people and how big it was. So you're waiting in line in your 3 sections, and then they'll take you out section by section. And then they do a security check, so they check to see if you have any guns, you know, pepper spray, whatever. And then they give you a stamp. And then we went to the upper part of the building, which was the next part of the upstairs. And this is the part that took the longest, the absolute longest. It was another huge room. I mean, it was even bigger than the first one. That's when they'll go over your paperwork, they'll take your paperwork, you get a wristband, and you'll either be blue or yellow. Some people have blue and yellow. If you're a minor, you got a certain colored wristband, and if you had your parent, you got a wristband too. The room is divided into half. So here's a half, and you are kind of divided into sections. So they had duo acts and then just single acts. And you were sitting in groups of, let's see, you were taken into groups of 10. It was groups of 10 and I think rows of 6 or 7 people. And that was a really fun part, but like I said, it took the longest. So they had actually 2 people from The Voice at the auditions. And they made it pretty far. I don't remember their names. But they did really well. And so they were doing stuff with them, and they were getting the crowd really pumped up to audition, and they actually gave away, I think, 10 front of the line passes. Now here's the thing about the front of the line passes when you're waiting, because I know they do it every time, and I didn't know this. If you're singing a song by one of the judges, so Christina, Blake, Gwen, Adam, you know, you name it, you raise your hand, they'll pick someone out of the crowd to sing their song in front of everyone. And just by singing your song, it doesn't matter if you were good or if you were bad, you got a front of the line pass, so you got to skip all the waiting, and I was super jealous. And I really wanted the front of the line pass just because the waiting was so long and I was getting hungry. But you know, it's whatever. So just know that if you're singing a song by one of the judges, there's a good chance you can get a front of the line pass. And like I said, I think they gave away at least 10. And then after that, after they did a few of the judges' songs, I think they say, oh, if you are singing a Shakira song, you know, give us a pass, or, you know, come up here and we'll give you a pass. Or then we started getting really funny, and it was like, show us your best dance moves, and if they picked you, you got a front of the line pass just for dancing. So that made me kind of irritated, because I thought it was pretty unfair because I wasn't singing a song by one of the judges. I actually chose to sing White Liar by Miranda Lambert for my audition, so I was like, well, why can't I get a pass for singing Blake Shelton's ex-wife's song? So that was just a joke between like my group and everything, and everyone was super, we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting, and then they finally take our group up another level, and this is where we're waiting in line for the producers. So when you actually audition, there's one producer and your group of 10 people. So they'll take your paperwork with your name on it, and they cut off your wristbands, and then you go and see the producers. We had 9 different rooms of producers, and it went pretty fast waiting in line. I think I had to wait through 2 or 3 groups before I got to see my producer. When you get in the room with the producer, it's super simple. You do 1 verse, 1 chorus, and then you don't know what order you're gonna be in, which kind of made it a little less nerve-wracking for me, because if I knew I was first in my group, that would make me a little bit more nervous. But I was actually like 8th in my group, so, but I wasn't nervous, so that's the thing. Don't be nervous, because you're not losing anything. And that's something that really made myself feel a lot less nervous about the audition, is knowing that I was coming home gaining more than I was losing. Did I lose a little bit of time? Sure, I did lose a little bit of time, but I gained a lot more than I lost. I gained some new friends, I gained a new cool experience. I gained auditioning for The Voice, and that's what a lot of people can't say, is that they audition for The Voice, because even going to the audition takes a lot of guts. It is not an easy audition. It's really, really hard, and every single person being there wants what you want, and that's why it's kind of stupid to get competitive about it, because you're all here for the same thing. And listening to everyone's stories was really, really cool. I met a girl who was 26, and she sang while she was cleaning in the mornings of her waffle shop that she worked at, and then decided to audition for The Voice. So really cool stories, and some really sad stories, but most of them are really cool. Anyway, back to the producer room. Like I said, there's no order, so you go in whatever order you hear everyone sing. And then at the end of the audition, once everyone has sang, the producer will then say, thank you very much for auditioning. They'll say, you and you, I'd like you to stay. And that means you've gotten a call back. No one in my group got a call back. Well, our producer said, you know, thank you very much for your time and commitment to The Voice. And then gave some advice of, it's really best to pick a song that shows, you know, everything you can do. So your ups, your downs, you know, everything. And then come back and see us, you know, blah, blah, blah. Basically, she had said that we were nothing that she hadn't seen all day. So not that we were bad, not that we were average, you know, but she's seen a lot of good singers. So song choice is like super, super important, and what I noticed was in my group specifically, I was the only faster paced song. I don't think it hurt me, but I don't think it gave me an edge either. A lot of songs that are kind of overdone that I noticed at the audition were Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis Presley. House of the Rising Sun was super common, and Feeling Good was a really overdone one. Actually, a girl in my group did Feeling Good. So just know that a lot of people do slow songs, but like I said, I did a more faster, quicker paced song. Experience was super cool. I realize I'm overusing the word super, but it's really the only way I can explain it. It was an amazing experience. Like I said, I learned a lot, and I would definitely go back. I'm definitely planning on going back, maybe sending in an audition tape, because it's really when you audition for The Voice, you can be the best singer that you know in your town, whatever. But it really, when it comes down to the producers, it's kind of the luck of the draw. It's kind of like winning the lottery and getting the right producer, because our producer actually really didn't send anyone out with red cards. Like I said, I waited through 3 groups of people before I went in with my producer, and no one came out with red cards. But down the hall, 2 or 3 people in each group were coming out with red cards. So I think my producer was just a little bit more stern in who they wanted to choose for a callback, and that's fine. So go in having confidence and feeling great about who you are. Don't go in thinking, I'm gonna bomb it, there are so many people out here, they're better than me. Because if you do that, you know, you're already setting yourself kind of up for failure, you know, you're not thinking to your full potential. And so I went in, I didn't really practice at all. I went in, just sang my song, and I knew I was prepared. I felt good about myself. And if you don't get a red card, don't come out thinking you're any less than who you were when you auditioned. You are still the same awesome singer. Keep going. Even though one person told you no, it doesn't mean another person won't tell you yes. So, like I said, that was my overall The Voice audition experience. It was amazing. I cannot wait to go again. If you're considering going, absolutely go. I guarantee you'll have a great time no matter what. And just keep dreaming. So that's it for my experience in my audition and everything. I hope you guys learned a little something, and maybe this was helpful to you. That's all for me. Thank you so much for sticking through this video. I know it was pretty long. So feel free to send me a message, give me a like, subscribe, comment down below. I would love to hear your feedback on the videos you may want to see in the future. And that's it for me. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye!